What up? What up? It's your boy Django. I am here again. I wasn't going to do a video on Christmas, but I was like, two drinks in. And of course, if you guys followed me back in the day before I blew up, you know that on the walks back in Charlotte, I would just do videos of whatever thoughts were hitting my head because all it takes is a drink and then I got it right. So today we're going to talk about the menu and the meal because a lot of Western culture does not understand the difference. And I really wanted to take a second to dive in this with you because I think it can help set up a whole new 2026 for you if you're open to it. Because you see, in the 1930s, the philosopher Alfred coined a phrase that would become a cornerstone of semantics. The map is not the territory. It was a warning. When we mistake the representation of a thing for the thing itself, we lose our grip on reality. And the decades since, Western culture hasn't just ignored that warning, it has built a multi-trillion-dollar cathedral out of the map. We have entered an era where we no longer seek the meal, the nourishment of craft, the depth of mastery, or the weight of lived experience. Instead, we are frantically trying to eat the menu. We chase the numbers in the bank account rather than the security they represent. We chase the badges on the profile rather than the skills they denote. But as anyone who has tried to chew through a laminated piece of cardstock knows, the menu will never fill your stomach. Now, just hit this metaphor with me. Close your eyes. Imagine you are stranded on a deserted island. By some glitch in the matrix, a crate washes up containing $10 billion in crisp $100 bills. In the menu logic of modern capitalism, you are the wealthiest person on earth. You've won. But in the meal logic of biological reality, you are a corpse in waiting. Those bills cannot be eaten. They cannot provide shelter. They cannot offer companionship. Their only value is as kindling, a brief, flickering warmth before they turn to ash. This is the central thesis and crisis of the West. We have become so obsessed with the accumulation of kindling that we have forgotten how to build the house. We've mistaken the medium of exchange for the value itself. And nowhere is this more visible or more tragic than in the evolution of our digital playgrounds. Now, I'm a lover of video games. There was a time when video games were finite, self-contained meals. When you bought a copy of Pokémon Blue or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the transaction ended at the cash register. The developer's incentive was to provide a complete, nourishing experience so that your memory of the meal would bring you back for seconds a year later. In those games, prestige had to wait. You weren't just looking at a digital asset, you were looking at a proof of work. You knew exactly what that player had endured. You knew the switch and bait tactic, putting a weak Magikarp at the front of the party, swapping it out instantly, and letting a stronger Pokemon tank the hits just to share the XP. It was tedious, it was a grind, but because of that grind, the result was real. The gold gun was a symbol of thousands of headshots. The symbol or the menu was directly tethered to the reality of the effort, the meal. When you looked at the gold skin, you ate the satisfaction of the work. Then came live service models, Fortnite, battle passes, the Carti bundle. Today, when you see a player with a legendary skin or a high-tier badge, the tether to reality has been cut. That skin might represent 100 hours of play, or it might represent a $20 charge to his father's credit card because the symbol can now be purchased. The symbol no longer nourishes the observer. It doesn't tell a story of mastery. It tells a story of transaction. In the old world, games were designed to be beaten. In the new world, games are designed to be inhabited. The goal is no longer to give you a satisfying meal and send you on your way. The goal is to keep you in the restaurant forever. Starting at infinity scrolling the menu, buying sides that never quite fill the hole in your stomach. This is the boutique of the void. To understand why this feels so hollow, we have to look at the French sociologist Jean Baudrillard and his concept of simulacra and simulation. Baudrillard argued that our society has replaced all reality and meaning with symbols and signs. He describes a four-stage transition of the sign. 1, the sign reflects a basic reality. The gold gun means you got the headshots. 2, the sign masks and denatures a basic reality. The gold gun can be earned or bought, blurring the meaning. 3, the sign masks the absence of a basic reality. The gold gun is only available via purchase. There is no feat behind it. And then 4, the sign has no relation to any reality whatsoever. It is now pure simulacrum. We are currently in stage 4. When a friend buys the Carti bundle in Fortnite, they aren't buying an experience. They're buying a hyper-real version of Playboy Carti to inhabit a hyper-real battlefield. It is a simulation of a simulation. The game is no longer about the mechanics of shooting or the strategy of building. It is about the spectacle. Now, Guy Debord, another philosopher of the postmodern, called this the society of the spectacle. He argued that all that once was directly lived has become mere representation. In the past, you lived the experience of leveling up that Snorlax. It was a physical memory of late nights and calculated risks. Today, you represent the status of having a high-level character. We have moved from having, like, I have this skill, to the appearing. I appear to have the status. The problem is that appearing is a calorie-free exercise. It provides a dopamine spike, but it doesn't build the soul. This is why Western culture feels so restless and hangry. We are surrounded by high-definition images of food, but our bodies are starving. This isn't just about video games. Video games are simply the most honest expression of the broader Western rot. Look at our careers. We used to value the meal of a trade, building a chair, healing a patient, writing a poem. Now, much of the professional class is engaged in prompt engineering or brand management, the act of managing the menu. We spend 8 hours a day moving digital symbols across a screen to increase a number on another screen so we can use that number to buy digital skins for a digital character. It's a closed loop of the non-existent. We see this in hyper-real aesthetics. We use filters on Instagram to make our faces look like a menu version of a human face. Pores removed, eyes widened, skin smooth. We become a simulation of ourselves. When we finally look in the actual mirror, the meal, we feel a sense of revulsion because the reality doesn't match the menu. The reason you can't eat the menu is because the menu is static, while the meal is transformative. When you eat a meal, your biology changes. You gain energy, you grow, you are satiated. When you eat a menu, when you buy the shortcut, the microtransaction, or the fake status, nothing inside you changes. You're the same person you were before the purchase, just with less kindling in your pocket. This is why modern games feel so exhausting. In Black Ops 3, the prestige meant something because the process of getting there transforms you into a better player. You had to learn the maps, the recoil patterns, the timing. The gold gun was just the receipt of the transformation. If you just buy the gold gun, you haven't undergone the transformation. You are a novice wearing the skin of a master. You're a LARPer. No beef to the LARPers, I'm sorry. And deep down, the human psyche knows when it's LARPing. This creates a state of metaphysical malnutrition. We have the appearance of success without the substance of achievement. So how do we stop eating the menu? Well, it starts with a radical return of friction. The meal of life is found in things that cannot be bypassed with a credit card. The meal is the 5 a.m. workout where no one is watching. The meal is the frustration of failing a boss. Fight 50 times until you finally see the pattern. The meal is the slow, agonizing process of learning a language or a craft. Western culture is currently addicted to efficiency, which is really just a way to get to the end of the menu faster. But in the realm of the spirit, efficiency is poison. You cannot efficiently enjoy a sunset. You cannot efficiently build a deep friendship. You cannot efficiently prestige. The switch and bait Pokemon grind wasn't the flaw in the game design. It was the point. It forced you to invest. It forced you to care. It made the Snorlax yours in a way that a purchased skin can never be. Next time you see a bundle in a storefront, whether it's Fortnite or in the lifestyle branding of a luxury car, ask yourself, am I buying the meal or am I just licking the menu? If you have millions of dollars on a deserted island, you have nothing. If you have a level 100 Snorlax that you didn't train, you have nothing but a collection of colored pixels. We must stop worshiping the sign and start craving the substance. We must be willing to endure the grind of reality because the grind is where the nutritions are. Everything else is just paper and ink, and you can't live on ink. Now, I'm going to put this up on the Patreon per usual. I hope this meant something to y'all because, like, genuinely, I said it earlier. I'm in the pursuit of greatness, bro. I did like 9 videos the other day, did a podcast, did the other thing. I did the videos today, did the podcast. wrote the article, writing another book. Sure, like I could shortcut it. Sure, I could decide like, oh, it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, I already got the following. Let me just post what gets people hype. Nah, that, bro. Well, I almost said it, but we're good. Forget that, dog. I'm trying to be great. It's not about like so many arguments I have with people is like, Django, why does it matter? You would get it anyway because of who you become, bro. That's what matters. What matters isn't what other people see. What matters isn't what you signal to others. It doesn't matter that you got to the place. What matters is the journey. We didn't go do things just because we were buying at midnight, bro. It was the connection. It was going there with the homies. It was being there in that moment. It was the shared moments of drinking what was basically liquid nitrogen in whatever flavor or color of Mountain Dew was coming out in conjunction with the video game on a midnight release. It was about playing games together, sitting in the same rooms. It was about connection. At this point now, everything is about just getting the thing. Doesn't matter if you bought it, doesn't matter what anything is, bro. And I'm just saying, like, this is our opportunity. In the race to just try to maximize how much money we can get, we just lost the whole plot. Life is more than bread. Yes, bread can make life easier, but you can also make bread by being incredible at things. You can make money by being the absolute best. You can make money and also do things you love. I don't know, bro. I'm going through it today. Christmas type shit, you know. But regardless, thank you so much for joining the podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. You're immaculate. You're amazing. You're phenomenal. You're divine. You're perfect. You're tantalizing. You're sensational. I may not always be right, but I promise I'll always be real. And until next time, peace.